streams. There's like an unlimited time and like the Wi-Fi is solid and everything. I do not know what's going on. This is the review portion, but we still got Dynamite going on. Claudio Castagnoli. Ah, reversal. Nice. Ah, there we go. This crowd is into it. Oh. All right, let's see what's going to happen. Ah. Uh-oh. Danielson's got the kicks on. Oh. Uh-oh. Claudio, is he going to get it? Ah, almost got it. He's getting the yes chant. There we go. Uh-oh. Wait, he stopped doing the yes chant. Wait a minute. Who's Moxley's there? Yeah, Moxley and Marina Shafir. Ah, kick out by Danielson. Ah, 450. Kick out. Uh-oh, Pac's got the ring bell. He's got the hammer. Ah, Yuta took the hammer out of his hands. Uh-oh, what's Danielson's going to do? Got him, armbar. That's it. Damn, he's going after Moxley. All right, they're brawling to the back. Okay. Wait, what happened to Yuta? Damn, Marina Shafir's beating the hell out of Willer Yuta. Damn. Ooh. They're brawling in the back. Okay, Danielson's getting the upper. Man, they're beating the hell out of Willer Yuta. Uh-oh. Claudio's got the hammer. Ah, they hit Yuta with the hammer. Another one. Another one. Man, I want to know what the hell happened to Danielson. Oh, he brought him back out. Is Moxley bleeding? I'm surprised all this time since Moxley returned, he has not bled once. Damn, Danielson's okay. Is Danielson losing this Saturday? Nasty psycho knee. They're doing the yes chant. Oh man, what a show! It's gonna be interesting this Saturday. It's gonna be interesting. Danielson has the upper hand tonight, so does that mean Moxley's losing or Moxley's winning this Saturday? It's gonna be interesting how this plays out for. What a 3 hours tonight, man. This has been fun, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to this live reaction of AEW Dynamite and NXT. I apologize earlier in the earlier stream. I don't know what's going on with YouTube and the stream just cutting out after 3 hours. Like, I don't know what's going on. But man, thank you guys for tuning into this review for NXT and AEW Dynamite. Man, this was a fun show. And what I mean by fun shows, I should say fun shows. NXT was fun. Dynamite was cool. Trick Williams, Wesley, Jey Uso starting it off. Great time, great vibe. Wesley basically saying Trick Williams ain't the guy. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be the guy. So that was really interesting. Uh, Kelani Jordan, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus Fatal Influence. That was a fun match to start off the show. Shout out to AEW NXT for choosing that venue that they had NXT in because that had an NXT vibe. It was, man, it was so good. Uh, the crowd was like vibing and everything. Like last week, if you watch my stream, I mentioned like, man, it was just something. It didn't feel like NXT. This tonight felt like NXT. I loved it. Um, Axum, Nathan Frazier, and Randy Orton backstage segment really dope. Randy Orton's like, hey, sometimes you kind of got to go to the dark side. So it was really cool. Julia, she was being interviewed backstage, and then you hear this door open, and she turns like, "Oh, hello, my old friend," and smiles and walks away. I was like, "Oh, who's that?" We get Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade come out. They're like old friendships reignite, and they're just talking about, and it was more Cora Jade just hyping up Roxanne, like, I knew she would always get to this point and, turn a new leaf. And now we're really good friends. Music hits. Julia comes out. She turns around. Stephanie Vicor. They go in the ring. They clean house. The NXT Women's Championships on the floor. You get both Stephanie Vicor and Julia bring the title up, and they're holding the title, and they look at each other. It's like, that's some foreshadowing there. Man, I was surprised that Femi lost to Tony D'Angelo. That was a shock. A lot of people that were watching this match, like online, they were like, wait a minute, Obafemi lost? Like that was really shocking. I'm interested to see where they go from now with Obafemi on NXT if they bring him to the. I don't think they're going to bring him to the main roster. That would be shocking, but I'm interested to see where it goes from there. Then you had a backstage segment with Lola Vice and Ava. Nikita Lyons is back, so that should be very interesting. At that point, then that's when we got the hour battle between NXT and AW Dynamite, Darby Allin and Brody King. Had this nice back and forth promo. Darby Allin hit it was on commentary. They said a rock. It was like more um, almost like broken concrete from a building, almost, or from like a pavement or something like that. He hit Brody King in the mouth, busted his mouth and everything. Then we got a backstage segment with Jake Roberts and Lance Archer. Don Callis walks in. He's like, well, this is the first time in AW history we're going to have a managerial talent exchange. And he's like, Lance Archer is with the Don Callis family. They walk away. Renee Paquette's like, so he's like, you like surprises? You're going to like this one. And walks away. I was like, okay, who's he going to be? I thought it was going to be Powerhouse Hobbs. It was not Powerhouse Hobbs. We get Daniel Garcia with Renee Paquette. And was filmed earlier in the day. And he's basically like, you know what? I'm not going to let anybody speak for me as far as my future in AEW. I'm going to speak for it on myself. Right then, I'm like, okay, he's staying. Like, they're not going to have somebody go out into the crowd. I'm leaving and then walk away. That's just, even with Cody, they didn't do that. On NXT, you had Axum and Nathan Frazier versus Theory and Grayson Waller. That was a fun match. That was a really fun match. Nice moves. Man, that finisher where Axum does the shooting star press and then Nathan Frazier hits the 450 chef's kiss. That was a nice match. And then at the same time, you had Hologram versus Komander. Me explain it does it no justice. That was a fantastic match. Go watch it. The point of the match where Komander was walking on the upper um, right side of the top rope, and Komander was walking up the left side of the turnbuckle, and he had no hologram attempted to execute a Hurricane Rana from the top rope, and Komander turned it into a power bomb. That was sweet. But hologram wins, and then you get Roosh attack. You had Roosh, Dralistico, and Beast Mortals attack hologram, and they're just beating up each other. And then out comes Jake the Snake Roberts. So he is managing LFI with Roosh, Dralistico, and Beast Mortals. That's a very interesting pairing, a very unexpected pairing, but it's something that will draw a lot of people like, this is interesting. Then you had Rich Holland get interviewed on NXT. Sexy Red came out to do a performance. Ethan Page interrupted her. Then JeVon Evans interrupted him, which led to the match between him and Randy Orton, which they went to commercial break. Daniel Garcia gave his promo, and he's like, Daniel Garcia is staying, and I am going after gold. So there you have it. We get a video package from Swerve Strickland training with EJ and Duque. They announced that he's going to be at Wrestle Dream. Then you get a backstage shot of MVP and Shelton Benjamin looking at the screen, and you're like, okay. So we're getting Bobby Lashley this Saturday. Should happen, might happen. Then we had a video on NXT of Delta, and oh boy, man, oh man, that is going to be fun. And in the video, there's this woman like on the ground on her knees looking at her. She just picks her up and just choke slams her through the ground. It's like, wow, this is insane. We get Renee Paquette with Mercedes Moné and Camille. And Renee's like, hey, it's Mercedes and Camille are like, huh? Then we had Randy Orton versus JeVon Evans. Man, that was a fun match. The ending was sweet. Um, it was cool. I'm surprised they didn't end with that. They ended with Wesley and Ethan Page backstage with Ava, which I thought was really interesting. But man, I love the vibe of NXT. And at this point, this is when um, this was the end of NXT, and then of course Dynamite was going into their second hour. Man, I like the vibe. I hope NXT goes to these small arenas because it has that NXT vibe. Last week it just felt like it was a PLE over the top. It was just like, okay, this cool and everything, but man, tonight was really it just home run. Then on AEW Dynamite, you had Willow Nightingale, Saraya, Jamie Hayter, Nyla Rose. This was a very good match. For me, I would say outside of the Komander hologram match, this was the match of the night. I mean, you had chairs, you had tables, you had what was interesting, you had Penelope Ford come out and hit Jamie Hayter and have her chase her back, which shout out to Penelope Ford, she's back. But man, freaking Willow Nightingale pinning Saraya and Harley Cameron both was freaking amazing. Then you got Willow walking up the ramp. Mariah May was on commentary. She gets off commentary. She looks at her. She hit the nastiest headbutt on Willow Nightingale, which busted her lip. And they go for like that's the match. Wrestle Dream this Saturday. Mariah May and Willow Nightingale. You had a backstage segment with the Learning Tree. They approach Rocky Romero. I didn't care too much for that. You got Jay White versus Cody Chung. Jay White wins. He calls out Hangman Page for this Saturday at Wrestle Dream. We're getting that Jay White and Hangman Page. We get Hook looking for the person that attacked his dad, which we know Hook Taz is get well soon, Taz. He had surgery on his knee. It was knee replacement surgery. So Hook, he wants to know who attacked his dad. Christian Cage walks up and he's asking to speak to did Hook see Kip Sabian, which Kip Sabian ran into Hook, and Hook Chovy's like, no, it's not me, and he walked away. Um, Pretty interesting. Um, where that's gonna go. I hope and I think someone's gonna take that number one contendership opportunity from Christian Cage. I think somebody's gonna take it from him. I don't think he's gonna cash in. I think someone is going to take it from him or challenge him to a match and take it from him. We had Mariah May with Renee Paquette in the back. And out of nowhere, Willow Nightingale speared the hell out of Mariah May and cuts a freaking fantastic promo. Walks away and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get some ice for this," and walked away. Then we had Mercedes Moné and Emi Sakura. I like this match. This was a fun match. Man, Emi Sakura with those backbreakers, man, that is nasty. She wound up doing a crossbody on Mercedes Moné and Camille on the barricade. That was hysterical. And leading up until that point, she had Mercedes Moné in like this suplex position, but she dropped her on the barricade, and then she backs away and then runs and does a splash while Mercedes Moné is hanging over the barricade. I thought that was cool. Then after the match, Mercedes and Camille they start attacking Emi Sakura. Chris Statlander comes down to make the save. Are we going to get Chris Statlander and Camille this Saturday at Wrestle Dream? I hope we get that. Then we get Private Party giving a promo. Stokely Hathaway comes in. He's like, you know what's missing? Me. And Mark Quinn and Isaiah, they're like, nah, where were you at 5 years ago? Where were you this? He's like, nah, we don't need you. It's like for the first time in 5 years, we're doing it on our own. Isaiah Cassidy cut a fantastic promo. Go check it out. It's dope. I'm 50-50 on if they're going to take the titles off of the Young Bucks. I'm 50-50. We'll see what happens on Wrestle Dream. But yes, the Private Party is facing the Young Bucks at Wrestle Dream. Tony Schiavone's interviewing Will Ospreay. Ospreay calls out Don Callis. Ospreay asks Don Callis multiple times, did you send Takeshi out to attack me? And then eventually he admitted to it. Yes, I sent them out because you're frustrating. You wouldn't listen. And he's like, I threw away the best wrestler in the world, alluding to Kenny Omega. And he's like, you know what? Maybe I have to throw away the best wrestler in the world again. Takeshi comes out, starts beating up Ospreay. Kyle Fletcher comes in trying to be the mediator. He's conflicted. And Don Callis hands him the hammer, or no, the screwdriver. And he's looking, he's like, nope. And he walks out the ring. Then, as Takeshi and Don Callis, or more, Takeshi's beating up Will Ospreay, Ricochet makes the save, clears house. We get that top flight, have a backstage segment, and it's almost like Darius and Dante and Layla Gray don't want Action Andretti in their group because they're like, hey, we would have won if it wasn't for you. Like, you're all about you and this. So see where that goes. Then we got Jack Perry, promo Katsuri Shibata, just hyping up Wrestle Dream. Then we got Bryan Danielson and Willow Yuta versus Claudio Castagnoli and Pac. Bryan Danielson came out to the final countdown on a Dynamite, which is interesting. Makes me wonder if Bryan Danielson is going to lose this Saturday and Moxley's going to win. Like, I'm really interested to see where that goes. Danielson and Moxley were brawling in the back after the match, and then Wheeler Yuta was being like, he got whooped by Marina Shafir at ringside, brings him in the ring. Claudio hits him with the ring bell hammer and everything. Moxley and Danielson come back to the ring and they clear house. So Danielson got the upper hand. So it makes me think, like, is Jon Moxley going to win this Saturday at Wrestle Dream? I'm interested. I am interested to see if that happens. And let me see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm interested to see if that happens and what's going to transpire. But yeah, this was a fun night of professional wrestling. I loved NXT and just the vibe in that arena. I loved a lot of stuff about what happened on Dynamite. Looking forward to Wrestle Dream. It was a fun night of wrestling for both shows. And I like that you could watch an hour of NXT and an hour of Dynamite without having to watch both. Of course, that 8 o'clock hour, you're watching the end of NXT and the beginning of Dynamite. It is what it is. But man, I loved it. Thank you guys for tuning in to this AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday and WB NXT review. Again, I apologize for the feed cutting off. I don't know why it's cutting off. It's happened quite frequently. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to reach out to YouTube to see what's going on. But man, thank you guys so much for subscribing, commenting, sharing, that whole thing. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful, safe night. Those of you who are in Florida, please, where that hurricane is going, please stay safe. I hope you evacuated and everything. Those who are still recovering from the Hurricane Helen in North Carolina, man, I hope you're getting the resources, the help, the assistance you need to, get back on your feet and everything. Man, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, and hopefully the 3 hours that I was live for Dynamite and NXT, was an escape for you. That's what the name of the game is. That's what it is. Just escaping from, just the stuff that, the daily grind and everything. But man, thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful, safe night. I'll see you this Saturday for AEW Wrestle Dream. Like I always say, there's never a dull moment in the world of professional wrestling, and never say never. So with that, folks, I will see you next time.